Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Jenn Pike, and I am here to teach you all about your menstrual cycle in about 7 minutes or less. So here we go. Okay, first thing is your menstrual cycle and your period. Not the same thing. Your period is your bleed week. This is when you actually have your period. Your cycle is the entire length that happens and goes on in your body. So from day one of your period that you get all the way through the whole period, all the way through the other 3 phases that I'm going to teach you about until you get your very next period. That is actually your menstrual cycle. Some women might have a 24-day cycle. Some may have a 28-day cycle, a 30-day cycle, a 33-day cycle. What's the most important thing to know about yours is your rhythm. Start to collect your data and track your cycle. This is valuable information. You can literally just write it down pen to paper. You can use a multitude of different free tracking apps that are available in your typical app store. Now, the second thing that I want to teach you is about the different phases. So you have this menstrual cycle. You now understand that it happens 20-ish, 30-ish days every single month. You have a period that you understand. But what are the 3 other phases? So the first phase that you have is your follicular phase. And in this phase, this is when your estrogen is starting to climb again. This is when your period has ended. So your period has ended, estrogen is starting to climb, the follicles on your ovaries are starting to ripen to choose the chosen one for an egg to actually be released, which is your ovulation. That comes into your second phase. But in that follicular phase, that first phase, this is actually when you tend to feel really good. Energy is coming back. Head feels like it's connected to the body again. Estrogen's on that upswing. Coming in closer to ovulation, which is your second phase of your entire cycle, is when testosterone also starts to pick up so that you have your libido again. You actually want to be intimate. We can also feel deeply creative in our bodies as women at this time of the month. And overall, like I said, energy tends to be really good. Then we come into actual ovulation, which is now when an egg has been released. Now, when the body is releasing an egg, it doesn't matter if we want to get pregnant or not. Your body's primary focus is going to be release the egg, potentially go out there and look for sperm to be fertilized, embed, and now create life, pregnancy, okay? However, if you don't get pregnant, what ends up happening is your body takes that leftover material of that egg that is released, the theca cells, the granulosa cells, and starts to actually manufacture your own progesterone. This is how we create an abundance of progesterone in our bodies as women every single month. We have our period, we go through that follicular phase, hormones start to rise and climb, the body releases an egg, the body then uses the egg material to create that progesterone, which is supporting your parasympathetic nervous system, your mood, your sleep, and so much more. If you don't get pregnant and there's not a fertilized egg that gets embedded, then what happens is those hormones actually start to decrease. So remember what I said, that you're coming into ovulation, you have this spike of estrogen. Once you actually ovulate, estrogen takes a bit of a plummet. Now progesterone is what's on the rise. Estrogen then has a second surge that comes into that luteal phase, which is after you've ovulated. And now this is that period of time that is called the second half of your cycle. This can be anywhere from 7 to 14 days, depending on the length of your cycle and what is actually going on in your body's rhythm. For most women, they will feel pretty good in the first little bit of that, but in that last 5 to 7-day range before their actual period is going to come back again, this is when you can start to notice some of the symptoms: PMS, the mood swings, the cravings, the bloating, the weight gain, the issues with your sleep. This is the luteal phase. And in that luteal phase, this is where now the body has recognized pregnancy has not happened. Hormones are going to start to drop, which signals to the lining of your uterus for it to start to break down and then shed, which is then when your bleed will begin again. That is your cycle in a nutshell. Now, there is so much more to that, and I would encourage that you stay with me here on my YouTube channel, that you listen to these bite-sized pieces of information and some of the longer ones that I go into teaching you all you need to know about your body. If this is the kind of information that you love, if you are curious to learn more, you want to hit subscribe down below. And if you want to work with myself and my team, then you want to click on the link below so that you can learn exactly how to do that.